What's going on, guys? Today we're back inside of Diablo Immortal, and it's been a while since I've brought you my personal build. I've done it with the Barbarian in the past. Today we're going to be doing it with the Wizard, just because I've found a build that I kind of like. I'm kind of comfortable with it right now, so I'm going to be taking you through it in today's video. Sub and ring the bell if you like this kind of content for Diablo Immortal and other action RPGs. Let's start out with the skills that I'm currently using and why I'm using them. I'm using Magic Missile. That's going to be my primary attack. Magic Missile, it's the stronger of the attacks. I also have some gear and my charms that are equipped to enhance some of these. We'll take you through all of that today. We also have the ultimate ice missile, enhancing the missile. That's for your ultimate. Love that. All right. We're going with Scorch. This is the one that I could swap in and out. I kind of like it though. We have Scorch now hauls a ball of magma that explodes on the first enemy, and then it leaves a trail as well. I like Scorch. We'll demonstrate all these in a little bit as well. Then we go with Ice Crystal, and this one is semi-important. The reason is it's going to deal almost 12,000 damage, even if you don't use anything with Ice Crystal, and a lot of people forget about that. You can just drop the crystal, and it's going to pulse, and it's going to cause damage. That's a big deal. And we also have a charm that increases it by 2% damage. We have Ray of Frost and we have Disintegrate. Both of these are supported by Ice Crystal. So in using both of these, I can get maximum benefit. Obviously, we have the damage and the slowing chill that we get from Ray of Frost, but I'm using Phantom Ray. This is essential in my build. Most of the time, this is going to be what I use in PvE when I'm playing with friends. PvP, I'd want to add Teleport into something like this. If I were to add Teleport, I'd probably add it in the place of Scorch for those of you that want that enhanced mobility. But Phantom Ray is going to make my character stay in place, shoot the Ray of Frost, and then I could move around while Ray of Frost is being used. I will show this as well. And that's from my chest piece. Then we have Disintegrate, which it's the skill you just have to use. If you're a wizard, you have to use Disintegrate. I changed it into a fiery beam from my shoulders, and we have it from the leg piece. It's going to channel up to 3 additional beams for 680 damage, so I can shoot ahead, and it'll hit things behind me and next to me and stuff like that. That's essentially how I have my skills set up. So if I'm demonstrating, and I am playing on PC, which I don't typically do, here's your primary attack. You know, it's the primary attack. Scorch, it's going to throw that ball and it's going to explode. Whatever it hits first is where it's going to go. Ray of Frost, boom, it puts that guy there, and then I could move around and I could support it with my Ray of Frost. That was actually, that was not Ray of Frost. That was the Frost one. And then that was Ray of Frost, and then Disintegrate was the other. So what I'll do is I'll come here, I'll throw my Ice Crystal there. I'll throw Ray of Frost right through it, and then boom, I'll come over here and I'll shoot through it. This right here is going to damage so many enemies because you have Ray of Frost and Disintegrate both going through Ice Crystal, which you're going to try to drop in a crowd of enemies at the same time. So those are the skills that I like to use. That's why I like to use them. I may demonstrate at the end of the video. I will demonstrate at the end of the video. Maybe one of my shadow contracts so we can actually see what they look like against enemies. But we have to also go ahead and look at some of the gear that I'm wearing right now. So we have the skills. We know where they're at right now. Everything is maxed. Now let's look at our gear. We're going with the Fire Flurry headpiece. We have Seeping Bile in there. Again, the gems don't really matter because this is going to, it's not going to matter for you. You put in what you can. If you can't get these 5-star gems, and by the way, mine are not 5 out of 5 stars. They're 2 or 3 out of 5. If you can't get them, use regular gems. Scorch now hurls a ball of magma. That I'm getting from my headpiece. My chest piece, and I like what I have right here. I have Phoenix of Ashes, and my Ray of Frost now creates an illusion that channels. We just demonstrated that. We have the Searing Judgment shoulder piece. Blood-soaked jade is inside of that. Disintegrate now channels fire, burning enemies for additional damage over time. I love that one as well. We have the Chaos Nexus. My Echoing Shade gem is inside. Disintegrate channels up to 3 additional beams at nearby enemies, dealing an extra 680 damage per beam. This is great because, again, gets people and enemies around you when you're being part of that horde. So far, we have 1 for Disintegrate. This one is for Disintegrate. This one is for Scorch. And this one is for the Ray of Frost. Now we have over here, we're wearing the Force of Harkus, and this has the Bottled Hope inside. Magic Missile damage increased by 20%. My primary attack increased by 20%, 100%. Yes, I gotta take that. And then we have this one here, which is interchangeable because honestly, I'm not using Black Hole. I have nothing from this piece, from the secondary weapon, that supports any of the skills that I'm using. Makes you think maybe I should pull out Scorch and put in Black Hole or one of the other skills that it works with. So I would say for your secondary weapon, you can choose what you will. As for set pieces, we're just going through right now and finding the strongest ones that we can. It doesn't matter to me right now. I'm just trying to get as much of my combat rating up. So I'm going to go try and get these 3 ones if I can. And we only have 2 of them. 1, 2. This is probably my best piece. The Resting Fangs of Shalbas. And this one, primary attack damage increased by 15%. If I can get the second piece of that, I will get that. And that's essentially my goal. Thank you, buddy. But I don't want to run an Elder Rift with you right now. All right, now we also have, outside of skills, we have the Paragon trees. And you know what, why don't I take you through the Paragon tree? But if we look at the Legacy of the Haradrim, I'm gonna come over here, we'll move myself out of the way. You'll notice how I have the Haradrim all set up. Essentially, you just I evenly go through and try and set things up as I go. And that's really it, pretty simple right there. But we do wanna go check out not my Heliquary, my Paragon. So I'm rolling with the Treasure Hunter right now. I essentially am maxing it out. I have to get 2 more in here. Oh, I have one right now, actually, I could spend. Boom. There we go. Look at that. I always go number 1 for damage. That's my number 1 priority, honestly, with all of my builds. And then I like going for health. Armor penetration is good as well. I like this one because it's going to give me increased bonus when I find treasure. It's going to give me increased equipment drop rate from elite monsters. It's going to give me increased globe drop rate from monsters in outdoor areas. It's going to give me goodies. And while I'm ranking up my account, I want the goodies. I'm also going, because remember, you can fill in any circles and still get the benefits even if you're not using the tree. The squares are where you are cut off. If I were to light up any squares on here and not use this survivor tree, only the circles would count. So I went for the life right there. Vanquisher, I went for damage. We went for more damage. And then over here, armor penetration, which is really good with your wizard as well. Notice that this right here, Wrath and Zeal, they're not going to be used because I haven't selected that tree. Let's move on over here. We've also used a little bit of the gladiator tree. Coming on in, we have more armor penetration. I got myself more life. I moved all the way over here to life and to more damage. I want to drop as much damage as I can. And I think gladiator, soldier, we did a little bit. We came here and just made our way over to damage. Probably when I'm done with the 1 extra point that I need in my treasure hunter, I'll come over here and I'll add some life. We have armor penetration over here. That'll probably be my next move. Oh, is there a typo there? There's no N. Penetratio. That's crazy. Is that there over here as well? It's there as well. Interesting stuff. But that is essentially my build. You know what I'm going to do right now? We will go to not to my codex. I don't want to go to the codex. Let's see what I currently have right here and take down a few enemies utilizing the skills. Now, keep in mind, I always play on mobile. 95% of the time. My accuracy and stuff, utilizing PC, it's not there. It's just not good. I do love the PC client because it looks super fresh and super clean. But all right, let's just go try and find some enemies. We're not even going to do our task right now. We're just going to try and take down some baddies. All right, see what we can find out here. All right, we got some blues right over here. Perfect. Our primary attack does some good damage. So what I'll do right now is I'll pop that here and then I'll just right there, boom, right through. And then we'll come over here and shoot on through it as well. Look at the damage being dropped. So much damage. The only issue that we have with this is that it doesn't rejuvenate as quickly. But here, how about this one right here? Able to shoot forward, and I am getting the extra beams beside me. Notice my, it's also, notice those little extra beams popping out from the side? takes down those little enemies along the outside as well, which I very, very much like. We have more blues up ahead. So we're going to go drop our, we're going to do, we'll throw a Scorch. We'll drop this over here. Boom, right through, and boom from afar. Just so much damage. It just takes everything down so quickly. You don't even have to get too close. And you go clean things up with this. You can actually do some good cleanup with Scorch as well. And that's essentially how I roll. That's how I like to do this stuff. Let's see. Ray of Light, Ray of Frost. Disintegrate. I like Ray of Frost with that I can just kind of drop it wherever I want to drop it and then move away. So we'll Ray of Frost right here. Then I'll move away to safety and we'll come right over here and take everything else down. It's a little bit of a decoy, call it a pet if you will, as well as just being a way to get yourself away from your opponents. This is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and can build your wizard in a way that you like. If you have any builds that you like, come hit me up in my Discord server. It's linked down below and let me know what you got. I'll see you guys in the next video and be good.